Alright, hello. This match today is going to be BC Game versus NIP at IEM Krakow Stage 1 in 2026. It's recently replaced IEM Katowice, which has been running for donkey's years now, pretty much throughout CSGO and a bit of CS2, and now we're moving over to Krakow, in which case we have BC Game, who have some pretty appalling results with his current roster going against tier 3 EU and getting kind of demolished by them. Coming into Krakow would be incredible for them to go to stage 2, and with NIP as well would be amazing for them to farm some more VRS points and just go up in the world. Always good for NIP, so I think we should go. Right, this is BC Games map pick. This is Dust 2 starting us off of. And what I think would be really interesting to see in this map at least, is Simple versus Wrinkle, the battle of the AWPers, always a potent one on Dust 2. And to see how the Ukrainian AWP battle does fare against what is essentially Unk versus the new gen. Wrinkle carrying the torch of AWPers. In my opinion, at least, a fairly good prospect in the AWPers market, as much as everybody seems to think the AWPers market is locked down and caged. Wrinkle, I think, personally, is a pretty good talent. So starting off, we've got BC Game pushing out of long. Wrinkle here with a couple of quick taps. 3 kills already in the pistol round. BC Game, we're left with not a lot to do. And Wrinkle, Christ, I'm glazing the shit out of him. And he pops a 4k right there. That's perfect. Okay. And BC Game fall very flat on the pistol round, just farming up 3 frags out of long doors. So maybe missed util, maybe just not considering him working around the smoke that aggressively. But I mean, hey, let the man cook in the pistol round. And he's upgraded himself with an M4, a full belt of util, and full Kevlar coming into the second round. BC Game without a plan won't be going in for a full buy, which is fair play, and sending in some resources towards B tunnels, hoping to maybe get a couple of frags gifted to them, some people to overstay their visit towards tunnels. Nobody on NIP is gonna give it to them though, so very difficult to play with. I mean, you've got literally no use. We've got Deagle on Simple, which can have to absolutely work wonders. And the rifles here should just be able to farm up. I mean, Electronic gets one with a Glock, but I think for the most part, BC Game, no, it's not going to be happening. Deagle on Aragorn. If he hit the first shot, I would have had the round of contention, but isn't going to find that one either. So BC Game should be coming in with a nice full buy in this round. Simple only on a scout. And Wrinkle, of course, still with the M4 from the previous, but Kaspersky delegated the MP9 that Snappy had, so just try to save that money around. Might see if he goes for an aggro play towards long, holding up close, I'd guess. Aragorn's going to peek out this early, going to see what he can do with the AK. Go out in the open, Kaspersky nearly dies to it, but great counter flash from Wrinkle brings him down. And Electronic trying to get the trade, Kaspersky's going to punish that too. NIP with long on lockdown. Kaspersky with 3, looking for the 4th. Crazy, not a chance in this. Spraying back through the smoke as well. They know where he is. There's not a chance in this. And NIP very convincing in that round. They had a chance there for a second, the moment that Aragorn was coming out and Kaspersky was blind. If he could find the spray transfer down there, would have had the round possible in their favour, but no, the MP9 on close, not even on close range, just allowed to scale up that close with the support from Wrinkle's flashes, just insane. Now BC Game back to another eco, and first AWP on the board for the CTs. Simple buying himself a scout. He'll boost on top of the box. NIP using smokes to block their cross, so playing it a lot more safer than just using an HG on this line. Oh, Wrinkle actually gets tagged, doesn't fire off the AWP shot. So still they don't know that it's there. Tech 9's on a couple of smokes. BC Game just trying to at least put a little bit of impact into the round. I mean, it's what, squeeze water from stone. Oh, missed smoke there from electronic. And Wrinkle's going to be the first point of contact from short, so maybe if the Tech-9s jump down into CT, they might have a chance at getting the frag onto Shush, but it's going to be difficult with Wrinkle here. No flashes as well, just going to dry peek this. Oh my days! Simple's back, he's back. That is incredible. I mean, Wrinkle barely even saw the fella. Barely even saw him. And just Simple so quick with the scout headshot. That is absurd. The smokes have been well timed as well, so keeping NIP at least held back for a little bit longer. Simple gets dinked on that push, but still, Tech-9's coming back to support him. A kit on Snappy, and Tech-9's maul him over on short, and Long's getting taken over as well with the help of the scout. Crazy with a double dink on the Tech-9 too. And how is his round falling away from NIP? That is crazy. Mutero saving the AWP too. So that is a massive round from BC.Game. I mean, Simple with the opener there is an absolute delight. And somehow the Tech-9s convert from the post plant. That is crazy. Simple now on an AWP. Wrinkle there with one of his own. Simple firing it off. Allow them to cross through. Electronic aggro through the long, and AWP fires off, but just about misses him. Long control has been taken. Now maybe gonna try and re-clear mid instead. That corner smoke's still up for the moment, so on the fade, Wrinkle should be able to peek into Electronic, or at least see how much aggression is being gone down there. Block smoke put up 2. So once the hinge smoke goes down, NIP could be going for a re-clear of mid to at least gain a bit more info on the map. Wrinkle's on this very tight angle too, so could be difficult to play against. Cross smoke being sent out now, but they still have the options open with Crazy on the lurk opposite side of the map. Yeah, slowly but surely going to try scaling out of long, but depends how much impact Wrinkle sort can find. Simple here on the other side. Oh my god, he's a laser. He's an absolute laser. He's a monster. That's such an unorthodox peak as well from Wrinkle. It's such a hard one to counter against, but Simple's just holding it because you know it's just Simple. My man, what is going on? Yeah, Nip have no chance. Just gonna go and save their guns instead. Jesus Christ. High impact, impossible kills, almost infuriating kills, both on the Wrinkle twice, and it's an AWP as well that he's going against. So if I'm Wrinkle, I'm slightly tilted right now. Kaspersky takes one down with him, but it's going to be a hard. I mean, they are chasing him down, so they do want to get this M4 taken out of the mix. But like I said, Wrinkle probably a bit tilted. Oh, okay, Shush taking a couple down with him. And Simple actually gives the AWP over to Aragorn so he can go and hunt for it. Simple and Electronic both getting swept up by Shush, but nonetheless a saved M4, possibly a timeout taken by NIP. I wouldn't be surprised. No, they're not. So you got a snappy scout trying to at least give this round a bit of a chance. Other than that, it's not a whole lot to work with for NIP. Mid-centric start and Shush right where he needs to be placed, just as the B walkout comes through. Electronic here. Does he consider this angle? Getting tagged up by the scout still. Not considering this, trying to at least get some more impact on it. Snappy with the opener on the scout. Good nade, forces them back. Simple low HP already as well. Now, short under scrutiny. Kaspersky only with a deagle. And Ken with the Zeus too. Scaling up short as well, Ken just trying to get some use out of the Zeus. How does that not hit crazy? I mean, Kaspersky's holding his ground with the Deagle pretty well for the moment. Molly force him out in the open. Simple's going to get that kill. Now, Snappy on their scout, closest point of contact. But Wrinkle's flank comes in very soon, very quick on the mow down to NIP. I mean, rounds that shouldn't be going to the way of BC Game or NIP just somehow magically appear to work out. So still some great stuff. I mean, BC Game have got should be enough money to buy this. Simple Mutiris with a lot of money each. So yeah, can just about spread out some AKs and Galils across the board. With the players conversion onto 1 point as well, short going to be contested for, and once again Wrinkle on that same angle from A long. Snappy at long tucked in this corner as well, pretty much denies any possibility of them going there. They don't know it, but at least should be good for one frag at the minimum if somebody does decide to test him. B cross smoke, mid to B smoke sent out. Could signify they're going to try and go B, and with players lining up in towards tunnel, should be a mid to B split coming out. Kaspersky's still baiting for Shush a little bit, so anybody that comes out of tunnels is going to be kind of baited into running Kaspersky when Shush going to be on this off angle. I mean, I don't even know what you call that. Ninja. Molly spotted out, at least going to separate the pack, pepper some damage off them. Shush not going to play Trigger Discipline, going straight in with the spray. Kaspersky still alive, just allowing the rotates to come over. Doesn't get any more. Well played from Wrinkle, shot through the doors from far away, and Simple trying to help out Electronic from far away, doesn't get to reconnect with him. Yes, the bomb goes down. Ken has him dead to right, and NIP coming back in with a 5. 3-round lead now. BC Game should have to eco. Mutiris might be able to give a light buy, drop over some Deagles perhaps, but 6 quite likely. And no timeouts taken just yet, so could expect one fairly soon for... Yeah, okay. Called it. And it looked like Simple wanted to buy there for a second. Invested in a Galil just for a moment before the timeout was called. And with Mutiris, 4,500. Probably going to drop over maybe a scout to Simple, I can imagine. Or at least buying some Deagles for the squad to give them a fighting chance in the round. Yeah, Scout on Simple and a couple of upgraded Deagles, so Mutiris taking the brunt of the economy on that. Just a glimpse on the Snappy, but should be able to relay the info that somebody's potentially fighting aggressively in tunnels. So Crazy should be ready for this, but nonetheless, it's a hard corner to clear. Even harder on 48 HP, now that nade literally drops half of it. Yeah, Crazy looked like he was ready for the fight, but just swinging out wide. Aragorn, though, does take out the short player. Mutiris also decimated by the MP9. And now, yeah, this just threat here. Aragorn will get him done. Whilst there's a gun given over, but it's only an MP9. Now, an M4 on Simple is interesting. Fighting over towards A. Shush with the nade. Doesn't do a whole lot. Still jumping up. Simple whiffs the spray. Electronic here, it's an awkward battle, and Shush just lines the rest of them up. 6-2 on the BC Game half by. Now at least putting in a good amount of CTU rounds at the minimum for NIP. For BC Game, if they want to turn the tide of this half at least, this full gun round should be where it all switches. Oh my days, finally Wrinkle wins out the AWP duel. On the peak from mid, Simple doesn't even shoot, doesn't even clock that he's there. Oh, Aragon as well. Entry onto A long. Wins out that one too. Wrinkle now on the line, ready to see who's going to push him next. Oh, peek out in front of this. Electronic on this up angle. I mean, do you even clear this? You don't know. You know there's probably a possibility that somebody's in this corner, but with that molly there, could flush out two players here. But does Electronic even clear? No. Ken walks straight into his sight line. Brings it back down to an equal 3v3. Kaspersky, edge of the smoke. Crazy's holding that. Wrinkle here. Got to have some heroic plays, but gonna be difficult to get out. Oh, nearly lines them up. Heavy damage onto Electronic, but now leaves Shush completely alone in the 1v3. Smoke break nearly catches Electronic. Could have got him dead. On the break would have been a magical kill to have been gifted, but that's bomb planted and Shush has no intention whatsoever of going for this. Simple did have an AWP at the start of the round, dropped over towards T spawn, so it would be good if somebody could at least pick it up before the end of the round. Save it coming through, although then again Wrinkle's AWP is over towards long, so probably just swap out an AK last minute. Yeah, Electronic with it instead, picking up a couple of nades too. So BC Game with that full gun round do get the round they needed. On the other hand, it's a bit of an awkward buy for NIP. Probably going to see a couple for masses. I mean, actually no, Shush has enough money to drop over 2 rifles. Full Kevlar should be fine. Yeah, drops over 2. Wrinkle managing to force out an AWP. So, with all of that in the round, NIP do muster up a full buy and a very well placed save by Shush. Gets out all rifles required. Oh, the tag on Shush just as he crossed through mid doors. Simple doesn't even see him, just pre-fires a position and tags him up down to 19 HP at the start of the round. Not ideal. We can go for this default once again. Try it out. Oh, okay. Wrinkle's pushed on through long, through the slight gap in the doors, but he's got Simple on the other end. Now, that's an opening kill towards long, so... Oh, okay. Kaspersky on the smoke fade. Gets one and Simple trades out B player. Muterius wide swing. Also putting out some impact and just denial across the map. BC Game on fire. Snappy now on the AWP, rolling back the years. Aragon's going to push this at some point, so Snappy needs to either be ready or an insane shot from Aragon. Yeah, okay, so just sees the side of him. Snappy with a little bit of a warning, but has absolutely zero intention of trying to go for the retake. Instead, saving the AWP, but Electronic hears this. Electronic can hear his very loud footsteps towards the back of T-spawn, so at least going to contest for the AWP. No, just sees the top of his head first. Snappy gets to keep it a little bit longer, and Simple Muterius left behind. Probably not going to go hunting for this. BC Game with another round in the bag. But this is where NIP's money comes into question. Yeah, tactical timeout taken. Exists on the line. So yeah, Snappy always ends up delegating himself to an MP9 before any of his teammates. Fair enough. Respectable from, what, 35-year-old? I think it's like same age as Carrigan. I mean, to be fair, he's doing pretty well at the moment, fragging-wise, output-wise for NIP. Second fragger, only behind Wrinkle. So at least pulling his weight so far. Tactical timeout taken, and that's only 2 rounds left of this half pool. They do end up switching over, so still plenty of timeouts left in your back pocket. Simple wants to contest onto B long, or B long, B early. Shot through the smoke as well, spammed down to 14 HP. Shush just on the other side of the AWP just sprays him. Sprays him down so low. And Snappy tucked on this corner, holding mid doors again with the MP9. Great position for it. Oh, that's a bit awkward. And that's Kaspersky taking a little bit of damage on the end of that. Not ideal. Nothing too major though. Still keeps the majority of his health. Just doesn't get the information they wanted to on mid. Looks like they're going to pivot towards A long instead. Wrinkle's on the line here. Putting up the smoke. They're going to get flashed through this. But Snappy's here on the close range. Not going to get blinded by the flashes. Should be here to spray them down. Gets a couple of headshots. Gets the double. Should be the round. Just here for the cleanup. 30 seconds left. No map control whatsoever. I mean, you have a slight sightline towards short, but that is absolutely it. Yeah, they're backing away. They're trying to save. Simple's AWP going back towards T-spawn 2. I mean, the double kill from Snappy's MP9 is what takes the round. That's crazy. Oh, looked like Simple should have had that as well. Nonetheless, well done from Unk. Final round of the half. Bull buys on both sides of the coin. Simple going to tunnels quite early again, wanting to see what you can get done over towards B. Or maybe fighting for tunnels instead. Maybe just missing the mark as well, and flashed anybody off of short, so should be able to scale for the moment. Just going through the default, going through the motions. Still with that molly there. Space is going to be taken towards short. Flash off the line, and Wrinkle still holds strong. So Wrinkle's going to be the first point of contact. They've sent up a mid to B smoke. Could be faking the defense. Wrinkle just on the almost pixel peak. Takes out Aragorn. Muteris very quick with the trade. Doesn't allow Wrinkle to get too far away. A site should be free, and that should be the plant unless Snappy's going to get some very long range kills. 4v4 retake. Snappy going to need to pluck somebody out of the sky pretty much. This can be difficult, especially with Electronic as well. Gets the first one to Ken. And that Snappy gone from long too. It's all crumbling down for the Ninjas. And that is 7-5 at the half. NIP in a slight lead. But as they switch over to their T side, BC.Game should be able to at least cut that lead quite quickly very down if they are to get the pistol round. Electronic with the Julies. And a fair amount of util for both parties. NIP, not a secret where they're going. Plenty of players queued up to take some long control. Nobody here for the immediate response. Aragorn's on the A bomb site, but kind of difficult long range with the pistol, scaling so quickly. NIP trying to get their bomb planted very well. Team flashbang onto Kaspersky. Aragorn now here, dealt with very quickly by Ken. Absolute bloodbath. Muntira's getting 2 headshots. Down to a 3v3. Difficult one. Gonna require some help by Electronic on the short, but NIP boxed in. Wrinkle on the trade back. Dink onto Mutiris too. Crazy peek around the corner, gets the last 2 of them. BC.Game with the pistol should be chiming back in with equalising this back up fairly quickly. Crazy Mutiris, the Portuguese duo, coming in with all 5 frags. Bloodbath on the A bomb site too. Very awkward fight, especially with the flashes going back and forth too. Nonetheless, BC.Game come out on top with the defuse. And NIP usually will see them fully eco in these rounds, even after getting a bomb plant, but no, Snappy this time's going in with a full buy. Or at least a force. Trying to come back into this, or at least prevent BC.Game from equalising or taking the lead. Going to challenge long once again. Aragorn on the very close sight line. Ken going to get flashed through this, but Aragorn's going to do exactly what Snappy did to them. Spamming them down. Good for 2. Switch over to the Galil. Just doesn't get it in time. Looks, I think Wrinkle's just taken off of half of Snappy's HP, spamming with a Deagle through the smoke. That is crazy. Yeah, Snappy's just half his HP from team damage. I mean, maybe he was blind, maybe he was just trying to do some support through the smoke, but that's madness. 4v2 now, dare I say that NIP's got a bit of a sinking feeling. Yeah, simple here. Wrinkle actually takes him out with the Galil and gets a dink on the Crazy. Deagle now here, see what they can do with it. Electronic on the flank as well, so fate should be sealed. Both players of NIP on very low HP, so just delaying the inevitable as Electronic comes swinging around the corner. Famas quickly deals with him. No util to deny the plant, and Snappy is going to be allowed to plant, get at least a little bit of money with the M4, and takes out Crazy too. So they do get a plant, but nonetheless, BC.Game tying us up at 7-7, and most likely make that one more, as NIP going to have to go in for a full eco in this round. Less than ideal. Simple with an AWP out pretty damn early too. Hold on a sec. NIP are going for a full buy still? I don't know if I like this. I mean, Snappy's got just about enough money to buy an AK, but the rest of them are on Scout on Wrinkle and Galil, so I don't know how I feel about this. I feel like I mean, it is probably going to catch BC.Game by surprise when they realise how much util and firepower they've got on them, but still, with an AWP and M4s on BC.Game, this is a massive risk. It's a massive gamble for a round that you just might not get, and they're going to go peeking into the simple scope. Oh, catches a great timing. Simple, still getting the flick onto Ken. Kaspersky scaling very quickly, but the cover from his teammate, Aragorn, keeping him occupied while Simple repositions. Eventually goes down to the Galil, but still, now it's a 2v4. Close plant. It's going to be a difficult one. Mutiris goes down, but traded out by Crazy. Snappy with a lot to do. Can't get the spray down either. So BC.Game on winning against a very risky buy from NIP. I mean, now you kind of have to half buy, so probably going to see Deagles, maybe a Mac 10 coming out for Shush since he's got the most. Ah, mate, what are these guys doing? What is going on? You've got Shush with the hero AK and Snappy with a scout. Scouting at long, just trying to find a pick or anything given to him, but nothing is. This round could just end up as a bit of a nothing burger, really. I mean, you've got a couple of players with a good amount of Kevlar, so you can kind of do the hand-me-down process with the AK once, or if Shush does go down with it. But that needs him to go down in a nice, easy position and trade the kill, so it's going to be a difficult round for NIP, at the least. A supporting smoke for Kaspersky, probably going to use it for a mid to B, smoking off CT. Or maybe a door smoke as they go on full on rush out of the B-bomb site. But I don't think even NIP kind of know what they're doing at the moment. Reacting to the util, but plenty of it for BC.Game just to stall them out. At least create a little bit of pressure as time does become an issue. Still queuing up over at long. Ken going to be setting up the smoke for a door smoke. Most likely. Electronic still with a molly here as he sees the util go down. They're going to try and play in front of it. Electronic gets the first one and Crazy sprays them down. Now the AK is a little more difficult. Ken does push out and get it, but they're just flashed. They're just full blind, trying to get onto site, but BC.Game just not going to let them. Ken with the final flash and Crazy puts the final nail in the coffin. 4 from him on the B defense. And that is nearly flawless for BC.Game. Very nearly. And NIP taking a tactical timeout. Difficult one. You see, I feel like if you just cut your losses earlier, if you would have... I mean, Snappy usually likes to go with the full eco anyway in the second round after losing the pistol. That seems like a general rule of thumb for him. But it's fair enough if you do decide to go for the force buy, but then you need to go for the eco. You can't have this wishy-washy buys for however many rounds in a row. This is your first full buy, and BC.Game have already won 4 consecutive rounds in this half. But you could have cut that down quite easily a good couple of rounds ago, so... Not an ideal start, far from it on their T side. Fast out long, Kaspersky, spearhead, but tagged down by the simple AWP early on. Made it into pit. I'm not going to say scotch-free, because he is on 16 HP now, but they have long control. That's a door smoke as well, but BC.Game have completely cleared out B tunnels, and now Electronic on the flank through T spawn. BC.Game have stalled them out along with a smoke, and are going to take the time to re-clear mid. Yeah, so they re-cleared out mid, and Electronic is on the flank. Nobody's been sighted across the map. BC.Game know exactly where NIP are, and Electronic could go on the flank, but I think he's just going to play for containment instead. Just hold them back, keep all 5 players in this position. Aragorn going over towards Car, but with the mollies here is 100% going to get mollied out, but BC.Game still with another smoke. Smoke on the line there. And that was the last smoke out, actually. So, but with time now at 30 seconds, NIP feel the need to go for this. Aragorn's mollied out of position, spamming through, does go all the way to 0 on the molly, but simple Electronic pouncing at the right time. Crazy now too. I mean, this is difficult. Wrinkle and Kaspersky combined have about 30 HP. So with 10 seconds left, have to call it off midway through. And NIP just let the round fizzle out from the start. No map control and contained by Electronic. It's a risky play, but BC.Game now on double digits. Hasn't been the best T side, that's for sure. If we've learned anything from this half so far, it's that NIP are going to force buy on some random rounds. This one less random, trying to at least support the AK and the AWP, but still have one tactical timeout left. Could have used it to negotiate ideas for the buy. Now going to try the opposite, going to try and go for some long aggression early, but Crazy and Electronic here, just without the flashes even. Electronic nearly caught with his nades out, and Crazy just pre-firing the position. The two of them here holding up a good defense. Crazy with the triple. Complete execution on the B bomb site. And Wrinkle, not a chance. I mean, what? All of your teammates have been completely wiped out. 1v5. And this is a confident BC game now. 5 rounds in a row. He's getting hunted down. Aragorn spots him out as well, going to call in the troops, and I think even Wrinkle knows this is an impossible task. Crazy's going to get a quad once again. 2 quads for Crazy on the B defense both times. It's an absolute rock on that bomb site. And NIP should nearly out of ideas. Might take another tactical timeout now. Going to finally go in for an eco, but now you're going to be playing for overtime, so every decision is wrong. Whatever decision you can make is going to be a difficult one. You're going to have to hope someone like Kaspersky is going to come out with some heroics on the D and just give you a round off the back of that, or else your T-side campaign on BC Game's map pick is going to be completely gone. Good damage onto Ken too. Lurk smoke towards B doors, keeping a couple of people occupied. Crazy on the jiggle peak as well, but are you really going to test him again? Surely he can't put up another quad kill, right? Sees you too early. Oh, they're just going to rush out through it. Crazy could be a dead man. Nope, the supporting frag from Electronic. Finally, Crazy's been taken out early. Right, this is going to be a 4v4 retake. BC Game should go for this. Simple's going to go for the boost, most likely, with Electronic in this position. Seen it a couple of times before. Boosting over the top of the doors should have Kaspersky dead, and somehow missed the shot. Somehow it doesn't connect. I mean, Mutero's going to go for this, but clock is ticking. It's going low. Spam through the wall as well. You have to go at some point, guys. What's going on? I mean, final 10 seconds. Can get taken out by a flying Electronic, and B-side hold. It's a massacre, but it all crumbles. BC Game do find the frags, and is there time? Oh, just about match point for BC Game. Electronic with the triple, and even when Crazy doesn't put up the quad kill, the rest of BC Game do deliver in the round, and a very close retake. I thought when the time had ticked that low, they weren't going to go for it. I thought it looked like NIP were thinking the same thing. But no, coming down to the final couple of milliseconds. Just game to make it work. That's mad. Madness, and that's what gets them on match point. Tactical timeout taken for NIP, who have not found any success on their T side, to say the least. That is what? 7 straight rounds for BC Game. 0 T rounds for NIP. Not the best look on Dust 2. Not a single round. Had a couple of close ones, but nothing incredible. Wrinkle on the boost at long as well. Oh, sorry, looking long through the doors. Two players on short. Simple might go for the boost here and should be able to catch Kaspersky out. Just misses the timing through the smoke. Does get it on the brink of it though. Kaspersky the first to fall in this round. Still simple setup here, and that's a great opening from Ken. B site should be cracked open, but Electronic's still going to be here. So that molly just keeping him occupied for a little bit longer at least brings it back down to a 4v4. All-time molly from Muteris. Good nade too onto Snappy. Simple with the response from mid too. Muteris just trying to get in on the action, tapping the heads away. I'm gonna burn through in the molly. Wrinkle gonna put a bullet through him instead. Aragon still hasn't been called upon. Still the potential for him to be here and creeping up. It doesn't seem that NIP are even having an eye on this. Aragon dismantling the boost and dismantling NIP. BC.Game take that map pick convincingly on the CT side, starting at 5-7, getting 8 straight to close it out. Dust 2 is a blowout onto Nuke, NIP's map pick. Now it's NIP's map pick of Nuke instead, bringing it back over from, let's say, disappointing Dust 2 with not a very good T side. So let's see how well they can do on the T side of Nuke instead, which, like I say, isn't exactly a calling masterclass from Snappy, with a couple of questionable force buys. I'll give him that, but he's more experienced than I am, so you know I'll shut my gob if he can win out his map pick. No util, all Kevlar, NIP, testing out Crazy once again, who's had a great start on Dust 2, so gonna be hard. Accelerating very quickly into the B bomb site on through ramp. A couple of CTs here to challenge them. Gonna be a difficult one to do. Everybody rotating in through vent already. All the T's captivating a close area, confined in this systematic destruction. Only one CT actually getting killed in that process. Wrinkle left in the 1v4. Electronic on the defuse too. Safe to say, I think BC.Game have won the pistol round. Wrinkle's going to take down one on the way down, but nonetheless, BC.Game going to keep a CT streak going with the pistol round win. And it's questionable, you know. NIP have gone in with everybody's got Kevlar, which can work out, of course, but you're relying heavily on your aimers. And when you're going against BC.Game that have got everybody, I'm not going to say feeding, but supporting the likes of Simple and Electronic, who are both major winners. Simple, #1 player of the year however many times over the last 10 years. So their aim not to be tested with, and with a BC.Game's going to be the supporting cast pretty well. Questionable call with no util. Crazy on the boost up here, so Simple kind of baiting for him. Goes down, does actually lose that duel against the Kaspersky AK, but Crazy playing Trigger Discipline, gets checked out, only takes down Shush. NIP testing the B bomb site. Once again, nobody's here. Aragorn's opened this door, but I don't think NIP want to give him any kills. They don't want to push out. BC.Game kind of surrounded their positions, but this is a difficult one. I mean, they just go up and close the door, does Snappy. An Electronic who actually went in with a shotgun, an auto shotty into the round. Snappy drive-by on the single door, but only with the shotgun, picking up an M4, luckily for him, but they aren't going to even go for this, so NIP actually chime back in with taking the force buy. Great double entry from Kaspersky, taking down Simple and clearing the boost on B. After Crazy, what, tree disciplines? If he'd have gotten one more there, the round would be in question. BC.Game would probably have it in the pocket, but no, so now that's devastating, and 2 rifles going straight over. Muteris saves the M4 and hands it straight over to Simple. Plenty of util to work with, so it's going to be difficult with BC.Game. 2 rifles, 2 of the best riflers we've ever seen, though, with those rifles in their hands. So NIP do have to be careful about this. Simple on the boost, spotted out by the silo player. Ken gonna walk through this smoke. Nobody in garage. Could catch a nice timing. Muteris ducks in. Perfect timing for him. Goes into hell. Peeking through the window. Do they They know there's a possibility that somebody's in garage, but chances are they're more likely to be down secret. And NIP waiting for maybe a couple of frags to go their way. Electronic does peek out for a moment. Don't see who he gets a glimpse of. Now Muteris coming out there, and Simple on top of Hut takes out the IGL. Kaspersky clearing out some of lower with the bomb on his back. And Shush just keeping an eye on lobby, so might get the plant, but there's already 3 CTs down here. Crazy with the 5-7. Good positioning for it. Should be on the close range, but they're going 3 players single door. Now the Molly announces their presence. 5-7 delivers on the first one at least. Dancing around the pillar, nearly gets the second, but Wrinkle tagged up so badly, Simple can easily tap him down from there. Are they going to try and rotate through Vent? I mean, Muteris on this line now pretty much guarantees no plant. Plenty of distractions for this. The Deagle going to ring out the moment he taps that bomb. Oh, actually, Shush clears it instead. That's crazy. And no time left for Shush, nonetheless. But making it desperately close, trading the rounds back and forth. I'd be scared there for a second. Time becoming the issue for the T's, but the fact that Muteris doesn't get the kill on the person on site, I mean, that is a disaster waiting to happen. And you can bet that Simple's not going to be happy if he sees you do that. Know that Simple's temper can be an issue, and the sore core of BC.Game does be resilient in that manner at least. And so that would not make the master happy. Oh, quick from Shush out of Squeaky. Kills Electronic on the edge of the smoke early, but done with the nade. Entry out from Hut. Simple Heaven trying to find a couple of bullets here. Takes out that, and now that's Wrinkle left, last man standing. 1v3. Oh, Simple created. Here's the deck. A little bit of help from Gravity, and Muteris goes down to like that. Knows where Crazy is, controls the spray. Wrinkle gets the 1v3 clutch with a little bit of help from Gravity on his side, taking out Simple. And I know I haven't got the player cams, but like, you have to laugh that one off. That's a little bit funny as well. Come on. Yeah, you can. Taz on the mic now as the vibes coach. I can sense it through the screen. They're probably not happy. Is that Simple tilted? Because, you know, it is kind of himself that causes his own death. Just dies to Gravity, and then what? If he was still alive, he could have traded out Crazy, or at least they could have traded off each other. Used Muteris as a bit of bait on the low HP, but I mean, still, that's a difficult one to stomach. Not ideal, but Wrinkle pretty happy with that. And NIP with, I mean, back to back trading rounds at the moment. Who can get the first 2 in a row? BC.Game now onto an MP9 and pistols. At least last time when they lost the round, they had a couple of rifles saved over. But this one going to be exponentially more difficult to try out. Plenty of players going outside. 3 smokes use their advantage, and Muteris on the edge of it might be looking for that. Simple here, just playing on the jiggle. Smokes it down on the Deagle here. Gonna push them back up secret. Electronic playing in mini could spot them out, but they're just waiting for the smoke to fade. They aren't rushing anything. They're just gonna hold here for the meantime. Simple on the jump peak too. Wide out of position. Did they hear the tick of health on that? I mean, you know Simple's down here somewhere. Electronic in a very powerful position. Do they clear this? Yep, yeah, Ken does. Simple still on site. Could kill Snappy here. No, missed shot early, and Snappy's going to wide swing that corner of the Mac 10 instead. Long range from Crazy. Actually takes one down with him. That's crazy. And Muteris, Electric Discipline. Gets one on Kaspersky. Swings out onto site. But he's the last man alive. And so NIP will deal with that. 2 rounds in a row finally. BC Game now probably going to have to full eco, I'd guess. Yeah, next round 2400, they would have enough to full buy in the next. So yeah, this will be full eco for BC Game. So NIP should be up to 40 rounds, which is, you know, more than Dust 2 by a mile. Single flash on Electronic and a deagle on Simple. What could go wrong? On the prow outside, you hear the Simple deagle ring out, but spam through the smoke, not the best gun for the job. Gonna have to be incredibly lucky for it. Oh, they're gonna swing out of the smokes. They're gonna be swinging into the MAC-10s, trying to find what output they can, but so far MP9's just absolutely farming them up, and this is a distraction for bombs to be going out onto site. Cleared out Simple with the deagle, nearly gets wrinkled too, but Electronic left with the MP9. 1v2, missed smoke as well, so gotta be held. Yeah, Shush does hold it strong. Bomb gets planted, and NIP, it looks a little bit close for a second. Everyone rushing outside of the outside smokes with the back of the flash, but pistols just don't connect as much as they would hope. I mean, Simple does get the deagle kills, but altogether doesn't manage to convert the round. So back to a full gun round. BC Game 5 rifles, no AWP in play just yet. A lot of A-site util. Could end up going for this. Yeah, they're going to go into an A-site pop. Well played from Simple. Spamming through on Ken. But Aragon's still in rafters. Hasn't been cleared out just yet. And it's Electronic on the edge of the smoke. Just toying with this chance. Toying with the hut player. But BC Game have secured an advantage so far. 4v3 man advantage taken. How do you get back into this? If you're BC Game, you need to kind of pivot what to ramp, in which case you'll be going into the Rifle of Crazy. And then if you even dare to go on the A-bomb site, that's an absolute death sentence. Muteris on hut with a lot of angles to cover though, so could catch a good timing on him, but Electronic on single door. Yeah, they are going to be pushing out single door straight into Electronic's crosshair, so Electronic holds it on, pulls out his nades, but Muteris with the trade. Kaspersky here, 1v3 clutch. Not going to happen with Simple on the rafters. Covering Muteris' back, and well played from BC Game. First full gun round of this half going their way. First time out taken for NIP2. Bit of an awkward position for money. I mean, Shush has got quite a lot on him, but the rest of them don't. Does give over an AK to Ken. Or sorry, over to Kaspersky. So they are going to full buy. But it's going to be a difficult one. Snappy, of course, on the MAC-10. And a bit of util. So this does look like a decent buy, given the round loss. So it should be alright to at least keep it competitive. Shush out here, always putting some pressure on Squeaky. On the edge towards vent, could catch a rafters player off guard, but Aragon's playing on site this time. Electronic with a spam could be lucky. That's Wrinkle sending out nades towards the A-bomb site. Oh, Shush doesn't clear it fully. Electronic's still there, uncleared. At least facilitates the rotate down vent, but Simple on the line from far away. On towards ramp, Kaspersky will trade out his teammate and secure the plant, it should be. Oh, Ken on the line. Sidelines Aragon. Now bring it down to a 2v2. Kaspersky here. Nade should secure the kill. Crazy with the headshot. Ken now left, lining up, nearly gets the double just playing the trade game. Mutiris trade him out, and BC.Game tie us up at 4-4. Ken with the triple doesn't give them the round though, so not the best. But NIP probably gonna be a no. What? They're gonna force bind this again? I mean, Snappy's on a Tech 9. You've got an AK on Kaspersky, but you're gonna have to extract maximum value from that. Ken's got a Galil as well, but this is gonna be a difficult round to get anything from. Might be heading Ramp's way. In which case, Crazy on the line and Simple rotating over with the AWP. Gonna be 2 players holding this line. Smoke up for the moment though, as it fades, should be accelerating onto the site. Yeah, Simple takes first contact, nails out the AK, now gets transferred over to Snappy. Crazy here. Oh, messy spray, but does get it done eventually. Wrinkle goes down. That's a 5v3 secured. Electronics push goes punished, though. At least keeping it competitive for the moment, Snappy is. Going to turn this into a pivot to the A-bomb site. 3 players here, all jump down. Nobody on rafters. Simple nails another shot. Snappy now pushing in from Hut. Simple should be on the line. Ken going down as well. The IGL has to... Oh, will take out Simple, but... Mutiris very close by for the trade once again, saving the AWP and the round. 3 players remain alive. And NIP, I mean, it's difficult because they were going to push out through that, but I feel like they should have at least flashed through. Done something to get Simple off the line, but that way you're just kind of hoping that Kaspersky absolutely decimates Simple, which... I wouldn't always bet on, and yeah, so now tactical timeout taken. An ultimate 1 for NIP. At this point, do you finally save? Do you finally eco? What, 3 rounds lost straight, and looks to be a bit of a deco. You got 3 investments into a heavier pistol, Snappy on a Tech 9, and a Smoke 2. Going against Simple though, on the AWP and a CT side on Nuke from BC.Game might be a difficult task ahead of them. A little bit of util for this. Shush's nade just going to break Squeaky door. Yeah. Outside Smoke's lined up for Snappy. Great nade onto Ken. Wrinkle could remove Mutiris' head with a well-placed shot, but not going to happen. Just hope they can get in through secret and work their magic. Ooh, Simple over the top does get the first one, nearly gets the collateral, still removes 2 from the round. Very quickly, flipping it in BC.Game's favour. I mean, not that Pistols had a lot of a chance anyway, but 3v5 makes it increasingly difficult now. And Ken wants to pick into Simple, who does miss the shot. Does miss a shot, but a little bit of chaos ensues. Ken on that bridge over. Do they think this is a possibility? He might be able to catch the head of Simple if he's lucky, but nope. Simple on the AWP will take him down, and all CTs just win their duels simultaneously. Simple with the triple. BC.Game making very light work of the pistols, but finally NIP can come in with a full gun round to be more proud of, at least, or at least more consistent with a full gun round. 5 AKs across the board. And now even then, BC.Game have got plenty of money left over, so even if you do win this round, it's going to be another full gun round at the end of the half. And now that Simple has that AWP outside, doesn't really want to be tested in this round. Instead, going to try towards a ramp, and does Ken clear this position? I mean, he'll take out Muteris, and he looks to clear the position, but doesn't shoot his gun exactly. Electronic does trade out with his IGL. Oh my god, great shot from Wrinkle, but Simple's here. Simple's here to play. Shush now left 1v3, and I mean... Oh, okay. Aragon peeks into this. Simple and Electronic are both low. Both have 2 kills apiece, so... Gonna require the ace between them. And Shush given a free plant. Now here for the post plant. It's gonna be a difficult one to do. Simple opts for the rifle instead. 18 HP, I mean, 1 bullet from anybody takes them out. Simple 20 HP, Electronic 12, Shush 18. Just a tag would do it. Both players here trying to play the trade-off of each other, but Shush from long, bomb almost planted for him. Kits on both players, just gonna have to go for this. Electronic's low HP, he's got a nade out, he's gonna find nade straight on him. Kills him, and Simple has no chance. Shush has won the clutch, takes out Simple with him, and won't get to save his gun, but nets NIP their first round in, the last 5. BC.Game shattered there. Simple and Electronic really do have to do it all. I'm just kidding. So far, BC.Game have been doing pretty well together. I mean, Aragon's not having the best map, but... Not having the best series at least, but Simple 15 and 8 is trying his damn best. I mean, whilst Aragon might be having a bad match right now, he did absolutely have an incredible game against Legacy the other day. Their first LAN win with the lineup. Their first HLTV win with this lineup, sorry. In this round, NIP have done very well to get down towards vent. Only 1 casualty so far. Down the vent with a bomb plant towards the B bomb site, but it's the final round, so you aren't going to have a BC.Game save, and they still do have the man advantage with plenty of util, plenty of guns, and all 5 alive. So Ken out here at least going to take some time off of them, but Aragon does clear him out. Kaspersky now going to try and play his life in towards vent. I mean, it's difficult. Time is running low, so Snappy here gonna be overlooked. Walking past Kaspersky too. Snappy trying to line them up. Kaspersky just needs to hit them off the bombs. Gets the spray down on 2 of them. Crazy will have the trade, but has he got time? No, doesn't even have a kit. NIP will tie us up at the half. 6-6 going into the flip of the sides. NIP now get the blessing of their CT side to look forwards to. And after a questionable start, do actually keep it fairly competitive. I mean, 6 rounds on Nuke, you have to be pretty happy with. You can't complain. Yeah, once again, nearly... Oh no, everybody with Kevlar, no util for NIP. BC.Game with a little bit of util to work with. Gives him a smoke to cross over towards Secret. Wrinkle's down here, but with all 5 players coming his way is a difficult task. And does Electronic clear this? Yes, he does. Absolutely nails him. Now pushing out of double door. Ken gonna get run down. I mean, Snappy does get the headshot, but Aragon's gonna trade him back, and so very quickly BC.Game make very light work of NIP in the pistol once again. Oh, even another one from Aragon. Just as I say, he's not having a great map. He's posted up a good couple of kills in this last 2 rounds. Triple kill from him, and BC.Game still maintaining their lead. NIP do come in with a force buy. A full force buy with deals across the board and a scout on Wrinkle. Couple of Mac 10s on BC.Game though. Could be going for a fast-paced play. Smoke all lined up is going to at least keep Wrinkle at bay, or at least occupied on the outside. And what, Muteris going to try and make his way towards Secret with nobody holding at the moment. Just at least going to try and keep it interesting. But as the smokes fade, there's a potential that somebody's made it over to Secret. Kaspersky's down here, waiting for any push, but he's not going to find. Outside, I think they're going to be coming in for an A-site crunch from both sides. Simple's going to flash away Shush. Now too many angles to hold. It's going to be a difficult one. Only 2 players on the site with pistols. Close range could make it work. Snappy from Heaven gets the double D. Keeps it interesting. No, Electronic's going to equalise on 2v2, holding Heaven 2. Wrinkle up here with a scout. That's a near impossible task. Crazy from the bottom, still going to manage to shoot him out in the face. So Electronic, or BC.Game, going to put an end to their Force by hopes and dreams. And so now let's see what NIP do. Last time they were in this position, they did still going for a Force by again. But I'm hoping they don't, for their sake. I mean, doing a bit of a half by Kevlar for a couple of them, and a nade for Snappy too. A couple of 5.7s and a Deagle. I mean, still a little bit of a buy. Could make it interesting if somebody absolutely pops off. I think that might be a missed nade. Electronic might have just been taking damage from somebody's missed nade there. Not a lot, given that, but quite far away from the action, and he still gets some damage on him. Smoke wall outside, and nobody's taken a look towards the B bomb site yet for NIP. Shushin's spotting anybody go over, is just tucked underneath these smokes, just about misses out the head. Might see the head of Simple. Electronic, sorry. Shoots Shush in the face. Lobby control's been taken over for NIP. Getting all that info, but now you just know they're going to be down under, so you can send some resources down here, but only pistols is going to be hard to defend against. I mean, do they clear out Snappy? Yeah. Simple does. Wrinkle now. AKs are just a little bit better than pistols. Kaspersky saved an AK of his own, so gonna probably save that if he's lucky enough. Going towards Secret, I'd be surprised if BC.Game don't save this way anyway. Came with a 5.7, gonna try and farm some exits, but on 13 HP is gonna be difficult. Here's the footsteps. Does take out Mutiris actually, not ready for this position from him. Oh, dinks onto Simple as well. 1 HP. Does Simple even survive this? I mean, is Bomb too far gone? I think he might go down to it. Oh, never mind. He goes down to Kaspersky from a very long-range shot instead. So, AK save for NIP nonetheless, and BC.Game finding 3 straight at the half. Putting themselves on 9 rounds very early. Full gun round coming in. And Simple, I think, did have the option there to buy the AWP, but you often see it on the T side of Nuke. AWP isn't as meta as it used to be, I don't think. With how many times you see the kind of smoke wall outside, it becomes so difficult to AWP on the T side. Just with the smokes being blown open potentially at any moment, it just becomes so difficult. And I mean, a man like Simple could suffice, but too tall an order. Lining up the util for the A hit. Mollies and flashes being sent through, but Shush on the rafters. Kaspersky ahead of the play, nailing another one while blind. Oh, keeping it active. Still getting another one. Simple. Knows where Muteris is. Spinning around like a Beyblade. Getting 4 kills in that short space of time. Completely denies the push from BC.Game. That is mental from the young gun. HLTV's #1 prospect of the first season of 2026. And I mean, that is crazy from him. Even while blind, he's just aware. And he still sprays his gun. Like, usually you go and hide in that scenario, but I mean, I guess in mini, where can you hide? Just have to spray and pray, and I mean, that's exactly what the GOAT does. Now I'm talking about Simple. Oh, Snappy under scrutiny, jumps up, nearly gets his head removed, but still lucky to be alive. Plenty of players coming his way towards ramp. Muteris trying to fight for the frag, but not found. Wrinkle gets taken out in the process, now coming down in towards Snappy and Kaspersky. Oh, Kaspersky along. They're going to overlook Snappy once again. Give him the chance to reload. Aragorn still isn't clearing this. Where are the communications? What's going on? Simple finally taking matters into his own hands, but can't do it all. What's gone on there? Just completely looked past Snappy, and Aragorn's just completely missed him. Not only does Muteris miss his shots on him, I mean, at least does pepper him, but Snappy just from dark manages to find massive impact, find a triple kill combined. So Simple's probably not going to be happy about that one, having to do it all. Now going on with a full eco themselves. Going to probably bring it up into a tied scoreline at 9-9. Simple with a Degon silo. I mean, I can see this going wrong. I can see this going wrong for NIP. Simple's back on the server. All 5 in lobby at the moment, but it's difficult to get anything done here, especially with Kaspersky here. Aragorn's completely dead to rights and can't just spam through the smoke. I mean, damn Kaspersky. How many times can you get this done? Another triple kill from nearly the same position, just on the A side defense. Very well played from him on his CT side. Now tactical timeout taken for the T's. Taz back on the mic. And Electronica and Simple are doing what seems like the heavy lifting for this team. Aragorn not had his best map so far, but we'll let this one slide. As long as BC.Game can come ahead and clutch this out. And like I highlighted at the start, Wrinkle versus Simple, the AWP battle, whilst on Dust 2 it was fairly balanced with maybe a slight edge to Simple, especially on that scout kill that he had on short against him. On Nuke we don't get to see that head-to-head as much. No AWP being bought for the T side at all, I don't think. I mean, I know in this round he can't afford it, but in the previous, taken out of the picture too. Ooh, Snappy towards ramp once again under scrutiny, but now just remember to check your corners. They are pushing out of this, but they aren't taking it by storm. They're gonna insert Aragorn into the mix and just keep him here for safekeeping almost. Allowing him to hold ramp and just hold it steady for the moment. Not going to pounce off of it just yet. Are going to come back to it. Now just making NIP at least question their decisions. Now, they are going down ramp. Is Snappy going to get cleared out though? Behind the rafters, on the rafters behind the silo. Are they going to be ready for this? Nearly gets the lineup, just misses the head of Electronic, who does trade him out, and they sent the rotates away. This B site was two-man strong, but sent away at just the wrong time. Gives BC.Game a plant. Ken going to open this door, but could mean death. And now people on the angle. Shush going to get one. coming down. Crazy going to trade him out, and the AWP rings out. Kaspersky now in the picture, but now the only man left. 1v2 required. Crossfire from Simple Electronic. Should just be able to hold it strong. Oh, actually misses it out instead. Now into the clutch. Kaspersky, no time to work with though, and Simple plays the time game, then peeks out and still gets the frag. Triple from the GOAT himself. BC.Game hitting double digits first. Final timeout taken for NIP. Simple 23 and 15. I mean, it's crazy to think that just a couple of weeks ago, in an IEM Rio qualifier, that this team was getting decimated by some tier 3 opposition. I mean, what, a loss to Ursa and a loss to Nemesis in the Rio qualifier. Absolutely devastating. And now they're 3 rounds away from making stage 2 at IEM Krakow. Tier 1 event against tier 1 opposition. NIP also hungry for those wins, but BC.Game currently ahead, only by 1. And a couple of SMGs rather than rifles in the mix. Wrinkle with the AWP towards ramp instead this time. Muteris made his way over towards Secret, nearly uncontested. I mean, Snappy spamming through the smoke but finding no success. And no one else has rotated down B just yet, so Muteris and Crazy left to their own devices. Yeah, finally Ken's going to come down here and have a look, or at least be a help in the defense. Oh, spamming out. Shush looks away at the wrong time. Aragorn capitalizes. Kaspersky close with the M4 though. A lot of players coming his way. Picks up the first one, but Crazy on the trade. Now 3v4 retake. Muteris on the line, getting another kill. Wrinkle and Ken both going to come in through lobby, but are they even going to try the retake? You've got Electronic and Muteris on. It's quite low HP. Oh, spam nearly gets Muteris too. Actually, over peaks. They're going to go for this. They're going to go for this. Last minute, Electronic and Crazy both low HP. They're going to have to do insane on this. Ken gets the first one. Electronic left into the clutch. Crazy spray transfer. Onto Ken gets both of them with that. A sucker punch for NIP. With a Mac 10 as well, not even with an AK. Just instantly the bullets magnetic to his head. Saves him the round, and that is 11th BC.Game. Shush with an auto shotgun. Probably gonna be playing close in hut. BC.Game going quick towards B instead. Snappy with only an MP9. Going to be a difficult hold against the bombardment of T's coming his way. Oh, Simple just peeks out so early and catches him for free. Not a lick of damage taken. Wrinkle's going to break this door and hopefully find some impact with the AWP, but smoked off for the moment. Kaspersky's holding his own towards double though. At least gets one, but now low HP. Switching over on the AWP, going to be a difficult battle for this. I mean, Shush is coming in from ramp with an auto shotgun, not the gun for the job in the slightest. And this is going to be a difficult one. Crazy chiming in. Electronic trading place in the smoke, but doesn't even need to be active on this. Wrinkle left with all his comrades falling around him. 1v4, making it a 1v3. Takes off Muteris' head too, but the bomb timer has gone too far. BC.Game up to match point. Getting the save and AK into the next, but so many of his teammates are dirt poor around him. SMGs, Deagles, you've got Ken on another M4 himself, but this is rough. Especially on the last round. This eliminates NIP from Krakow if they do lose this. So, and even then, BC.Game have already got a map under their belt, so pushing for overtime to push for a third map, whereas BC.Game could just win it right here. Oh, very close from Kaspersky. With a dink through the smoke. Has heard it though. He would have heard the dink. He's already had some heroics in this position before. Can he replicate it this time just with an MP9? Coming in from mini, Kaspersky's going to get sidelined, ready for Mutiris, but not ready for Electronic. Shush now on the side, falling as well, they crumble, they drop like flies, only Snappy left in the clutch, taken out eventually, and BC.Game will go to stage 2 of Krakow. Insanity and NIP. Stage 2 awaits for BC.Game, and NIP have ended up falling out of stage 1. I mean, they did well in stage 1, not saying they are necessarily a stage 2 team, but BC.Game definitely surprising people by going to stage 2. And I mean, in the future at least, BC.Game do, you know, bomb out 0-2. But they had some hard matchups against FaZe and Vitality, so, you know, it is exponentially harder from there. And making it stage 2 already, the bar was set pretty low with the Rio qualifier, so making it stage 2 is already a win in itself. So, not, I mean, you got to be happy with it, at least if you're BC.Game, making it this far. But nonetheless, on the road for both the teams, eventually, at least BC.Game fairly close in the future. So, I think the playoffs are this weekend for me, so pretty good. Pretty happy to see what happens. Maybe give some of those a cast too. But anyway, thank you. I'd like some feedback on the cast if you can give me any. Always appreciated. But anyway, thanks. I'll see you soon.